Boys, do not without permission dance, save the risk and don't take a chance, or the hanger will seek thee and taketh away that with which you love with to play. It was commonly considered that upon naked ladies were often hung a bulb of temptation. This bulb would droop down deeply, and, as a pendulum, scythe the sprightly sward beneath it. This would create a protective circle around the flower, where thought were fairies or the like to slumber. But these hangers, which were a vulgar brown and bushy, also had a mouth rimmed with teeth of pins and an articulated tongue, much like a woodpecker's. The tongue would tie itself into a knot within the bulb, only to release when food was near. Sometimes, however, the tongue would seemingly substantiate a sentience of its own and go exploring, appearing much as a worm or a bottom feeder. Hast thou made of a daisy chain little lacerations along the stem of the flower, popped through like a button and woven? Upon the length there are the tiniest of hair, imperceptible to the eye. When placed into a delicate location, these hairs can cause tiny cuts that rupture capillaries and create internal bleeding. The hanger's tongue has much the same kind of hair. Small boys matured beyond their years would dance around the naked lady, perhaps to spy a fairy or even meet the woman of their dreams. The lads were made docile by sweet pheromones spored from the osmophore as they wavered and wobbled around. Then, when upon they were taken into slumber, the hanger would unsheath its tongue and make do to secrete itself in sensitive spaces usually reserved for intimacy. Once done feeding, the tongue would envelop itself back within the hanger head and rest. Once the boys had awoken, they were none the worse for wear, save, perhaps, spotted secretions of blood during afternoon ablutions at home when they pissed. In actuality, it would only be when they attained adulthood they would know the illest of effects that the hanger ordained. The hanger fed on unborn young and sucked them out by way of its tongue. So when naughty boys wanted young of their own, they would produce no seed to be sown.